It's the Book Zombie here again with another interview. This time I have the one and only Yamin Semali.
Peace. What up? What up, man? How you doing, E?
Peace, peace, man. Great, great. How are you, man?
I'm well, man. Trying to beat the heat a little something, but it's a beautiful day. I'm in Morrisville, North Carolina, right now.
Okay.
Yeah, just enjoying this summer season. A lot of stuff coming up.
Word, word. So yeah, man. I did a little research and Yamin Semali, from my understanding, that means right left. Is that
That's
correct?
that's correct. That's correct, man. Due
Oh,
diligence on your part, respect. You know what I'm saying, for doing the research. It's Arabic, slash Hebrew. Pretty much my DJ name coming up was Amdex, ambidextrous, and I just wanted to kind of still keep that aspect of my name alive, going from a DJ to an artist. My birth name is also Arabic. My name is Jafar Peak, and I was given that name by my father. He carries that name too, but just wanted to put the YS on it. It has a lot of other meanings to this duality, as a producer, MC. You can look at countries like Yemen and Somalia. They kind of use those root words for the names of their countries too, you know what I'm saying? Because of the orientation, the way they was plotting the land. So that's like a really important piece of earth right there, a lot of history there. So it just felt like a good thing, man. It just felt right.
mm. Yo, that's dope, man. How layered your name is.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's just still the DJ element. I still be juggling at my shows when I get the opportunity to be on the turntables. And, I was heavily raised in the Torah as a youth. So, I always kept that kind of, I want to keep those aspects alive, you know what I'm saying? Just culturally and representing the best I could.
Yo, when I first met you, I saw you at the J Live show about a year ago,
Yeah,
maybe a little more.
a little like two something. Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
you were performing, man. And what stood out to me was how you were performing, and you were rocking the crowd, with the mic, but you were DJing also, but not from behind the ones and twos. So you would be rocking the crowd and reaching behind the boards, you know, man. Talk about that. Was that intentional?
Yeah, like I was saying, I started off as a DJ. I really wanted to produce for people. I really just always, people tell you when they knew me when I was 15, 16, I would be at places. Well, first of all, I used to work for Loud. Well, I used to work for Red Distribution as a street team member. So I would do a lot of Loud records, a lot of Wu-Tang or Alcoholics. But then they had 3-6 Mafia stuff too, and some of that down south stuff. So I was in strip clubs at early age too, giving DJs the record. So I always had this access, and I was really in the beats. So I used to give my beats to everybody, even when they wasn't even dope yet. You know what I'm saying? Like I was really
Mm-hmm.
just, I gave my shit to everybody. And, I did it more so because I had the access before I was even really confident in my skills. I was still so young, but, just always, always wanting to get my music out as a DJ. I did a lot of remixes and stuff. So MCing, I didn't want to just transition to just rapping and not bringing all those other things I had in my catalog or my arsenal with me. And I knew it would always kind of make me stand out. So, and I grew up listening to J Live too, the triple threat thing, man. Like that was always my favorite shit. My favorite producers are great DJs. A lot of my favorite MCs were great producers, and some of them don't get the credit, and some of them are known more as producers, but they fire on the mic. So I just always loved all them aspects, man. I swear, if I could do graffiti on a song, I'd do that shit. I'd do that shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I never heard that
I
before.
think I could do it. You know.
That's crazy. Never heard
When I
that before.
scratch, man, when I scratch, I be hoping it kind of look like some wild style shit in your mind.
Yo, that's dope. That's dope. So you have a full course meal, right? You know, you had the appetizer, the main course, and the dessert. And then
Right.
you have MCing, producing, and DJing.
Sure.
So with you, which one is which? And why?
That's a good question, man. I guess you could say like the beat instrumental is kind of like the first serving. I think you hear that before you hear anything most of the time. And really, if you're not even that hungry, you can just get an appetizer, and that's just your beat.
Okay.
So I think when you add rhymes to it and all the context, and you make your own melodies with your body on the music, that's like eating. That's like more, physical. You know what I'm saying? That's like more your main course, I guess. And then scratching, I look at it, I always kind of visualize scratches as like sprinkles on top, kind of like a cupcake or something. You know what I'm saying? That's like dessert. You know what I mean? I guess you could say, because I always look at cuts as like, just giving you that little extra on top, like a dessert. So yeah, I feel that. I like that question, man. That's dope. Because the cuts be sweet. You know what I mean?
I was wondering how you was going to answer that, man. I've been thinking about that for a while. Like, I'm wondering how you was going to respond to this.
And then also even like vocalizing and stuff, that's kind of dessert. That's sweet. That's something sweet for the ear, because we spit a lot of hard shit. And, sometimes a steak or potatoes can be tough and hard, but you know what I'm saying, you might have to chew on that shit for a minute. So, a lot of lyrics, you got to chew on them shits for a minute. So it ain't cake. It ain't going to break apart easy. It's like, it got some nutrients. I'm talking like a real chef right now. You got to be in the zone with this question.
That's dope, yo.
Yeah, I've been cooking all day too, man, so I appreciate it.
Word. Okay. So if you're writing a biography, how does chapter 1 start?
I was born in North Carolina. I'm actually, I'm in North Carolina now. I was born in Raleigh. I left around 4 or 5. I was in like family care, like foster care. And I had my biological family also around me. So I was kind of bouncing between them. And my family was really cool with the foster family. So it wasn't like it was still all community. So I hooked up with my mom in Atlanta. We was actually in the old Fourth Ward for a while. We was in Wheat Street Gardens. That's the hood. That shit got tore down, but that was right off the highway, off of 85 and 75, 85, and like Auburn Avenue. You heard the Sweet Auburn. That's kind of where we first touched down for the most part. But when we got to Eastpoint a couple years later, that's right when Southern Playlistic came out, like 93, 94. That's right when we touched down. So that album was like listening to like a manual where I just got dropped off at, because it was real descriptive of the area. And before I know it, I'm in high school. I'm part of really a lot of shit. I mean, I dated and fucked with strippers like when I was in high school, when I was going to college. Like I told you, I was doing records service to DJs. I was DJ. I'm still probably the youngest cat to DJ up in MJQ, probably to this day, because we had this thing called Club Loud, where we would have like listening parties for new loud records, and Rasta Root was a big part of that, DJing it for us. Man, shit. So I went to Tri-Cities High School. Ironically, I'm about to go to our 25th reunion this next weekend coming up. And that's like right in the heart of Eastpoint. That's where, Big and Dre met. That's where Escape went. A lot of the members of Escape. That's where Keaton Thompson went from SNL. My man, Freddie Hendrix, just got a Tony Award for his lifetime, basically, in teaching children. He was a big part of the children I grew up with, because Tri-Cities is a performing arts high school. So I lived 2 blocks from the school. So I would always come home. My art teacher, who's sculpture teacher, man, Tony Loho, Got so much love for this man. He had a bunch of records, jazz records in art class. And they had a record player in the media center, the library. So he would let me go in there during lunch, chop his records up with my sampler, my little Korg sampler I had with the media center turntable. I used to wheel it down the hallway and make beats during lunch. And I was a straight A kid, man. I had the highest GPA in the whole performing arts shit, from the dance to the, we made the set design for the plays, but all the actors played. I had the highest GPA like 2 years in a row. You know what I mean? I had a lot of art scholarships. I could have went to Hampton on a full ride. Cambridge wanted me to go there. I wanted to go to Morehouse. They lost my application because they were still on paper back then. They had no computer shit. So I got accepted into the early freshman class coming in the summertime to get extra credits. And I showed up. I was supposed to have a computer, room, all this shit. They had nothing for me, bro. So I was kind of like, fuck it, I'm already DJing. I went to West Georgia for a semester. That was pain in the ass. My stripper girlfriend had my car in Atlanta doing God knows what. I'm like 17. I graduated high school early. But I was in the knucklehead shit. As smart as I was, man, I just wanted to make music, and I was just still on some knucklehead shit at the same time, but not really knowing what I wanted to do, you know what I mean? So that's basically the Eastpoint shit, man. Going playing basketball. I won like 5 trophies for the city between my ages like 9 and 13. I love ball. I broke my leg in high school. So that was like, everything was just like, everything I tried to do was like, door closed, door closed, door closed, door closed. But some shit I just didn't try. I could have went to Hampton or something, who knows? But I wanted to stay with my homies. A lot of brothers from the West Coast who went to the AUC taught me everything about this shit, from making music, the whole promotional game I learned working at Loud. That was my man who taught me how to make beats. His name was Jesse X-Ro, DJ X-Ro from LA. He was with The Good Life and like Project Globe and all them cats. So he taught me all that shit. So I was like, man, I'm just gonna be a B-boy, figure it out. My mom was supportive as she could be. God rest her soul. We had beef at times, but that's Eastpoint, bro. I love going back. Like I said, I'll be there for the reunion coming up. I've been going on. I know I've been rambling, G. I know you got questions.
No, you.
Yeah, but just trying to give you the how I was kind of living, man. I was just basically no curfew. I had an Acura Legend. My mom gave me, basically, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was doing the most, but we was out there, bro. Every time people from Loud Records came in town, like the Alcoholics, I drove them around Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Just showing them shit. Souls of Mischief, they was on Red Distribution, so I drove them around before they showed, just took them to the radio stations and MOP, and just like hella people I was around. Blessed to be around them, like Spit Kicker tours and shit like that. Like, my man Cognito would put me down. We still good friends. He in Raleigh. Shout out to him. His birthday is today, actually. Shout out, man.
Shout out.
But just being super young, bro, and like just having access, it kind of just had an effect on me now. Like, I'm 42. But everybody think I'm young. But when I was 17, everybody thought I was older. So it's just like I just feel like I'm living this culture like I'm supposed to, and that's why I'm pretty much at peace. I find peace if I ain't got it. You know what I mean? So,
right. Yo. So you were 25 when you were 17. Sounds like.
Yeah, like basically, fam. Like, man, my other homie Eddie from LA, who I was just talking about, my LA people, he graduated from Morehouse. We lived on Fair Street, right down the street from Morehouse. Like, when I was getting kicked out the crib and shit, we ended up getting a crib, and that's where I got my first vinyl pressed up. You know what I'm saying? That's where we really just decided that we had a lot to offer. You know what I'm saying? Started doing more shows. The first time we did a show, well, Little Brother's first show outside of North Carolina, we did with them at Virginia Tech. And that's when we was fucking with my homie Chris Kraft, who had a record label called Shaman Work. And he signed to Rock from Detroit, who, do a lot of stuff. He was on Welcome to Detroit, Dilla's album. They put a lot of records out. He showed me so much about the 2000 XL, making beats, this machine right here. that whole era, and that was like little side. Well, John Robinson was living over there, and Stacey Epps was over there, and you never know who would come through. Like Mass Pike might come through, Mr. Complex, God rest his soul, might come through. Like, you know, my man Wale Oyezide, who now he make clothes. He did all the clothing for Black Panther, all the fly shit they was wearing. Like, he was an artist there. He did a song with Dilla. Like that, we was just all just trying to make it, man, just in the living room. You know, it's like Finale from Detroit. He'd be out there all the time. Man, it's just crazy, man. Just the shit I fell into. And that, you know, just having homes away from home, Cali, LA, you know, being able to just pop up, fuck with High Road just because they fuck with me, they know me now. It's cool, man. I now I want to release more music now, but I'm just kind of glad I'm in a place where I figure shit out. Like I'm trying to, you know, play more instruments and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just ain't no pressure, man. I'm just a sponge and absorbing this shit. And yeah, man. Let me know what else you want to know, man. I'm an open book.
We gonna get to it. Trust me, we're gonna get to it, man. So, yo, your very first beat that you made, like, talk about it. Let's talk about it. What it sound like. I want you to give it a grade.
Oh man, okay. I remember it was some Gil Scott Heron something. It's hard to say the first beat. Okay, we used to make beats on this little Gemini sampler. No sequencer, just banks. Like it was like a 12-second bank, an 8-second bank, 2 4-second banks, and a 2-second bank, some shit. So it would let you loop though. So we would loop up a break beat on a 4-track, loop the break beat for like 5 minutes, you know, however long you wanted the beat to be. Then on the next track, you chop your shit up. The whole time though, you gotta do this shit the whole 5 minutes. And then if you're ambitious, you got another sample, you put that shit in where you put it. So we just did all that. And if you liked it enough, we bounced back to one track and keep going, whatever, you know, vocal. So that first beat I did, it was a Gil Scott joint. I know that. I don't remember what it sounded like all the way. It was just 2 loops, like a drum loop, me chopping something from him. It was trash, you know. It was like, you know, it was like a B minus, you know what I'm saying? It didn't get an F because I started. I tried, you know what I'm saying? But that was probably the first. But I remember when I got my own computer, I had not Cubase, I had Cool Edit on there. Cool Edit 98, 96, something. And I made another joint with Gil Scott. It was banging, dog. It was like on some drum and bass shit. That a lot of my early beats was more like kind of like whatever, like drum and bassy, housey. I was trying all kind of shit. And when I got real nice with Cool Edit and layering shit, that's kind of when it kind of went crazy. Like even before I had a machine, you know what I mean? But my first beat was trashy. You know, it was just kind of figuring out what buttons do. Yeah, that's all I can say. And I give myself that because it's like, hey, you got to start somewhere. If you sound amazing on your first beat, I don't know what kind of equipment. We was using the worst equipment, you know, like everybody had sequences back then. We were still using shit that was just looping and, you know, you turn it off, there's no memory, it's gone, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's
At what point did the switch turn on for you where you knew you had something?
But I would say the Cool Edit stuff was cool. I did some songs when I had what was the original shit? Acid. I remember I had Acid too. Ooh,
okay.
Stony Vio. I had some crazy shit off the Acid joint, man. Acid was dope. Sonic Foundry, all them joints back then was real foundational for me. And then I had a Korg ES1, and that's when I got into step recording. All you could do was step record. So I figured out if I wanted my shit to have a little time to lag or like sound, I had to resample it with a little time in front of it. So I had to get meticulous with like every sound. And those was dope too. And but really when I got the MP around 2002, I got it right when I graduated basically. And 2001 to 2002. And that's when I was like, all right, you know, I'm filtering, I'm adding like layered drums the way I want. I can edit better, save my shit and come back to it like I want. And that was like probably, like 02, 03, but it took me, I'll say in 2005, I was like, I can stand my shit up to some other people. Like, yeah, that's when it really got dope. And then I moved to Cali in 2006, and living in LA, like I made beats every day. Like that's all we did. You know, I DJ'd at a marijuana dispensary spot, and I was working at the airport on Tom Bradley and
DJ Amdex.
Yeah, Amdex, man. We was out there. LAX Amdex, boy, we was out there. I was riding my skateboard to the airport to work. You know what I'm saying? Riding through Leimert. It was love, man. Like 06, I was digging hard. You know, House Shoes had moved out there around that time. Same time we was out there, and it was just a beautiful time, man. Like cheap records, dope shit, and you know, you can't bottle up that air, man, from that time period. You know what I'm saying? But made me who really I was. Like me and DT, my man DT from Difference Machine and Clandestine, we used to do 30-minute challenges, and we did blind, you know, basically, what was it called? Rhythm roulette. Before they were doing that, we were doing that. And
Okay.
Going off 30 minutes, man, and that just sharpened our shit up. I wasn't using a lot of samples either. I was fucking with Reason, and they had great sounds. I still use it. But blending the two together, and when I got back in Atlanta around 09, I remember I was using MPC drums, but I was still using Reason sounds and samples, so I hadn't really put both together all the way. So, but now it's like I use Ableton for the most part. But yeah, dog, I've been making beats since 99.
Did you start working on this joint called Andre vs. Dante? Did you mix a joint called Andre?
Okay. Yeah, shout out, man. DJ Jamad really helped me with that, because he had a lot of mixtapes going around with. He had a lot of the acapellas from Outkast. He had the plug, you know, it wasn't easy to get back then. I was working at a bar called Slice, real popular spot on Peter Street in Atlanta. Famous, you know, gone now, but super legendary spot. I did everything in that bitch, man. I was in the kitchen. I made everything but the pizza in the kitchen. But I prepped all the kitchen shit. I bartended. I waited tables. Shit. I planned the festivals. You know, we had DJ nights, and I DJ'd there on weekends. That was just our shit, man. Shout out to Reggie and shout out to Karen. So at that spot, I met Ty Beatty, my man who I did the project with. He had a poll he did on Facebook, like, who do you like better, basically, like Andre or Mos Def. And that kind of went, like, quote unquote viral back then. Like, people was dropping so many comments on it. And he was like, man, why don't we just do like a project on that shit? And that was the first thing I ever did on Bandcamp, was that. Like, you still on my Bandcamp.
Okay.
That's really why I made my Bandcamp. I didn't even have one before that. So, like I said, man, DJing was really more my speed, but I just really feel like I had a lot to say and I was doing it really good. So, but yeah, the Andre vs. Dante shit, man, somebody recently hit me up asking if I'm putting it on vinyl. The sister in New York, I was like, I ain't putting it on wax, but I appreciate you asking. Shit, it stand up. Like, I remember I was living in the mother-in-law suite in Eastpoint off the end of Washington Road in Delow. When I did that, I was just trying to wait till my other spot opened up. So I was in a little ass spot making that shit, and I had acapellas on my own, all the vinyl I had over the years from Outkast shit, and all the shit I had from, you know, Black Star, or I had the whole Black Star instrumental album. I had so many random 12 inches that they had dropped, you know, shit they did with I can't even remember them niggas' names right now, but just random joints, man. And I surprised myself. And even with some of them joints, like, the songs that I would put together had similar themes, you know what I'm saying, or similar concepts or song titles and shit. So it was just really fun. Like, when you really started really getting into it, I was like, oh, I'm telling a different story, but the same story, you know what I mean? So that shit was fun, man.
One of my favorite ones on there was where you flipped Homie Says, he put, you know, Andre on that. And then the Q-tip joint, like,
yeah, some joints on there. My
Common,
favorite,
you know,
the Common joint, the Questions. When I did that, bro, I was probably jumping to the ceiling when I finally heard that shit together, bro. I was by myself, like jumping like a kid, bro. I was like, yo. And even that song came on in the car the other day, like the original. And as soon as it dropped, I started like doing the ad libs from Dre that I scratched on it. Like,
somebody else would have thought you was bugging out, right?
I'll be having the moments all the time, bro. I'll be like,
That's what's up.
I'm getting a download right now. Don't mind me.
What's that one download you hold on to the most from that era?
From that era, shoot. Like when I put that project together, era.
Yeah.
Man, God, there's so many. That was like 20, what? 10. What is that 2010 or am I tripping? It's like 2010.
It's about 20, yeah, it's 2010-ish.
Yeah. Ooh. That was a wild time because I was living in Eastpoint on Harris Street at that point, 2882. They had a little 4x4 in there. So me and DT was working on our next album at that point. We was working on a clandestine album, self-titled. And man, I think just the way I started doing drums around that time, I was like, I really learned how much magic is built into this shit right here if you really know what you're doing. So I think that's probably one of the hardest things. Is like I really developed my own swing around that time on beats. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then I even have a hard time getting it back now. Believe it or not, like sometimes I listen to a beat later and I'll be like, "Damn, this snare early as fuck," and I go back and make the snare later. I'm like, "Oh, it sounds right." So yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just like mathematically, I don't figure out recently how to make my kicks swing the way I want, just with the math now. I don't even got to think about it. I can just look at it in the machine, blah, 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 and it sounds just like I want it. Like, so that's probably one of the ones too, man. Yeah, and tuning my shit down to where the A note is at 432 hertz versus 440. Like I notice when I make beats now, some of them I had to go back and flip and change all of that shit. And I figured out how to do that. So going back and hearing shit with that right, I'll be like, cause sometimes it be little shit in the beat, it be in key, everything is right, but something ain't right. You know what I mean? So I'll be having to figure what the fuck it is. I think nobody else notices but me. But when it clicks, I actually did something. It wasn't just you can kind of bullshit somebody you recording and they'd be like, yeah, can you make my voice sound more like blah blah blah? And you just don't do shit. And they're like, does that sound better? And they'd be like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just like I don't know, psychosomatic to some people, but like, nah, I've been really getting into the physics and math of this shit. And it's been really cool. Because I gotta tune these instruments now, you know what I'm saying? So like if this shit ain't tuned right to this, you gotta change this, you gotta turn these knobs. Ain't no numbers for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like really how you feel, but when you figure out how you do the numbers to make this shit, it's just crazy, fam. Like it's hard to say, but like it really taught me a lot. Because like I was saying, with just doing acapellas and putting beats together, like we didn't know it wasn't always the right key. I had to figure that shit out. So like on the turntable, like right here, you move this shit 0.5 up or 5 back, 5 forward. That's a half step on the keyboard. So if you at C, like if your joint is at C right now, you want to put it to D, you got to put it up to 0.5. You know what I'm saying? So I had to do that with the turntables, and learn how to do that shit with the math in here. So yeah, it's just like transposing is what they call it. But going from that project to where I really just had a limited amount of shit to do to be able to do, but I had Serato. So I was like, okay, let me record Serato with the shit pitched how I want it, record it in, and then I can bounce it down. It's like little shit like that, you know what I mean? So that's like blending as a DJ taught me how to blend as a producer, not the other way around. Like it's funny, like I learned how to pitch my shit on a turntable before I really learned music theory. You know what I'm saying? So now it's just like, oh, I see how it works on both sides.
Wow.
Saying, and that shit is changing the shit on turntables, like tuning the shit right here. You know what I mean? Because
Damn.
even this shit be wrong. Even the turntable will be wrong a little bit because people don't even be looking at them lights and shit. Like, the light's supposed to not move at a certain speed. You know what I'm saying? But if you move that shit over here, it tell you right here, 0.6 will make that dot not move. You know what I'm saying? But I had these turntables since '99, so
Wow.
be right. But yeah, you just figure it out, man. A little trick to the trade, bro. It's like I'll be putting 4 or 5 samples on the beat at this point just to make that shit bang or have some identity. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But it all started from trying to figure out how to make a turntable vocal match another record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the hugest. That was it. I was like, oh shit, okay, boom. Of course, you got to stretch it again if it, you know what I'm saying, like shit like that. But learning all that, man, my MP stretches, but it don't sound great all the time. So just like my homeboy just started making beats. He was like, man, it's some shit I like, but I can't do nothing with it. I'm like, nigga, don't ever say that. Like, figure out what you can't do with it. Figure out how to do that shit, and then you will. Like 9 times out of 10, you'll come up with a whole new style. But it started with limitations. You got to be like, I can't do something, and you just take that T off that bit. You know what I'm saying?
What's something that a DJ understands about music that most people don't?
Okay, that albums are important. You know, like most people don't really think today. I think that albums are important, but a DJ does. You know what I'm saying? Because we carried them motherfuckers, first of all, upstairs. We had to look at what song to play on a dope album. It's a lot of good songs. And those albums tell a story just like a DJ tells a story when they perform. So as a DJ, you basically are a human album on that night. You know what I'm saying? You are hopefully a 5-star album the whole night. You know what I'm saying? You tell the story. Because a good album got like a beginning intro that's banging. We got some joints in the middle. We should a climax. I remember back in the day when I used to buy CDs, I used to go to Blockbuster Music and shit. The single used to be always track 8 or 7. You know what I'm saying? The first or second single used to be 8 or 7, like every damn time. You know, because it used to be like 15, 14 track albums. So they had the peak track in the middle, and then they had other joints, and then, slow it down, whatever. It's just however they did it. But that's the same thing a fucking DJ does most of the time, because you look at it, like some joints, they don't have slow joints at the end of the night no more. You used to have the slow jam at the end of the night. You get with who you want to get with and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a more conversational tone because the music is more chill. It's the whole story, man. You really want to cater to the people that way. And that's my answer, man. The albums matter.
Wow. Show Your Lighters, with Rita J and Kyra Kersey,
Yeah.
We want to talk about that and the video and that experience.
Damn,
what
man.
That song represents, if you remember.
Yeah, we was just, man, I remember we was super hungry. We tried to do a video at the state fair, and we talked them into it, but the lighting was trash. But it was so cool. It would have been really dope if we had like some better lighting, but it probably would have moved the spot up too. You know what I'm saying? But that was like really one of the first songs that me and DT got into, and that's my example of me not using a lot of samples. Like that beat didn't have no samples on it, right? But it went through a lot of changes. I remember for some reason on that beat, there's like a synthesizer ARP sound I used, and it didn't play right when I used MIDI when I was recording it. So I had to hit play manually when I recorded it to make it sound right. I don't know what the hell was up with that shit, but I remember a lot of the homies around that time, they wanted me to make them a beat like that. But for whatever reason, they just liked how that shit rolled. But I remember at one point, it didn't have certain drums in it. I had to go back and change that. I remember on Kara's hook, I scratched it on the album, right? Like I scratched her vocals after she recorded them because I just wanted to have some cuts in it. And it was a lot of people like Ozzy sung some backgrounds on there. My man Ozzy, shout out to him. And the joint, it was kind of long for a single, you know what I'm saying? But I remember we wanted female representation a lot on that album. You know, that's why we had, Lyric Jones on there. That's why we had Boog on there. You know what I'm saying?
J.
Rita J, you know what I'm saying? He had Lyric on there twice. And Stacey Epps, you know what I mean? So that was kind of where the direction we just kind of liked at that time. We kind of felt like we was, even with the release party for that album, we set it up where other people just kind of performed the whole night, and we just came up and did songs in between. And it was kind of dope that way. I liked it. It was kind of like more community, you know what I mean? So, Show Your Lives was a good time. I remember some of the reviews for it was kind of mixed. But it was straight, man. We love that. That whole album. The album was great. Cause the thing about it, the album could have been way shorter, but people still fucked with it, and we still got like a 5 out of 5 in Creative Open. Like we could have held back. You know, we was ambitious on a couple of joints. Like I always kind of look at stuff like, damn, we could have made probably more moves this way, more moves, whatever. It's hindsight, but just in terms of like kind of having that Atlanta vibe that still kind of gave you some boom bap. That's something that me and BC always try to ride that line really well. And that shit was fun, man. I love that album, man. Titled, man. Good joint.
Yen Dollar Music, Volume 1. From my understanding, this is your first beat tape. Is that correct?
Yeah, you're right. That's right. Yep. Shout out to Dart Adams. He was a big part of me getting that out to people, because it really was just he did it through like producers I know, I remember, which was cool. And that was some of those beats was from LA. A lot of them was from like that time in 2009. I was talking about when I was living in Eastpoint, when I was still doing drums on the MP and using like digital everything else. That was fun too, man. That made a lot of people take notice to what I was doing as a producer, because right before that, a lot of people just kind of remember me as a kid who was promoting a little bit, rapping a little bit. And that just kind of showed that I had like a bag, you know what I'm saying? A bag, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that shit still ring off, man, too. I just got it on streaming recently, so now that's it was enough like for the first 13, 14 years of his creation.
One thing I noticed about it was all the joints started with Y.
Yeah, YS, Y word, S word. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that. I caught that. So if this joint, if Yen Dollar Music had a voice and it was to say one sentence, what would that sentence be?
Take your shoes off.
Okay, you gotta explain that. You gotta
take your shoes off. Number one, you'll be comfortable because you're gonna be here a minute. You know what I mean? Because it ain't one thing. It ain't like a hit single. It ain't like a
okay.
It ain't just a quick one. And number two, for respect. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
You know what I mean? Don't track your mud through this shit. You know what I mean?
Yo, that's dope. That's dope.
Just take your shoes off, man. Like, you'll be good, and just enjoy it.
Yo, that was dope right there, man. Yo, talk about the process that you was going through when you was making some of those beats. Was it any different than your normal process up to that point?
No, because that was like such a wide span of music. Like I was saying, like some of that was from California, some of that was like everywhere. Yeah. So it wasn't really, man, I got to say, it was probably 6 years of beats. So a lot of different things happened. Like a lot of them didn't have samples. I was going through that. A lot of them did. A lot of them had mixes of both. So some of them joints was from songs that didn't materialize with people in Cali. Stuff like that, you know what I mean? So it was like figuring it out. Because I remember being like apprehensive about putting beats out because people steal them and shit like that. But I ain't never really had to worry about nothing like that.
Yeah.
I had like a lot of drops from people on there, you know what I'm saying? And I'm thankful that people came through for me on those on the voicemails, and it was just cool. It was a good thing, man. Just giving yourself a brand, you know, and something that could still get played later. Like I haven't really done like Volume 2 was really my album Senior Dudes, and then Volume 3 was going to be the stuff I was doing with Schizo, but I wanted to keep it stuff that I was just producing myself. Right.
Talk about how you linked up with Corrupt on Change Your Style, the remix.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Shout out to Big Von, Big Vision, my boy from ACL. He's down with Dungeon. Super dope artist. Like he's like a 3D printer. He could paint. He done made prints that I done hung up in the house. Like super dope dude, man. So Dog Pound and Dungeon Family, they have a really nice like history. Like a bond. You know what I'm saying? That you can still see today. So I just saw something with Daz and Big Gip the other day. So Vaughn Vision, working with him, working with Ray Murray, and just that whole clique. Like he's the reason I know Ray Murray. Vaughn Vision took me over to his crib years ago, and he's why I get a lot of love from them. Even rest in peace, Rico Wade. That was my neighbor before I moved from Atlanta. We lived like a block or two away from each other, and they were just hometown good dudes, man. I had good conversations with them over the years. I never met Corrupt. A couple times he's come down. Vaughn Vision told me, and I might miss it. You know what I'm saying? Miss the opportunity. But that was a blessing because basically he did the song with Corrupt. I gave Vaughn a bunch of beats. I gave Vision a gang of beats, and he's done a lot of joints with me over the years. So I already had a song out called Change Your Style with my man.
Superstition.
Yeah. So that beat just has a story. Like everybody knew about that beat. And like I just kind of like being young and not really knowing what I was doing. Like Superstition wanted that beat. I was young. I felt like I couldn't really deliver on the more beats. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of shucked and jived a little bit. But then I asked him just, send me a verse and I'll put a project. I ain't got no solo album out and then I'll put them out, So he showed me love. Superstition always showed me so much love, man. So I did that, got my boy Dan on it. We shot a low budget ass video that nobody could find now. Hopefully. And
I have to find it.
And yeah, so Vaughn Vision, I keep calling him Vaughn because that's what he used to go by. But Vision did a song with Corrupt on it, and I didn't even know, So he sent it to me one day, and I was in the middle of this project. My mom had just passed, and I was kind of doing remixes of other songs I had, somewhat. And I was like, "Yo, can I, get the vocals, man? Saying I mixed the shit over the beat because I had a tracked out beat. He had the original MP3, so I was like, I'll throw a verse on there." And he had another version that Ray Murray actually remixed with him and Corrupt. Same vocals, same joint, but Ray Murray, Organized Noise made a new beat over that. And I was just kind of fucking honored that, he had did that. And, my version was out, just Bandcamp. I got it on streaming now, I think, right? I don't know. Let me know if it's on there. I can't even remember if I put it on there or not. But
it's up there.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to meet him, man. I definitely love. I've met Daz before. Super cool. I told him about the song. I sent it to him. I don't know if he heard it, but yeah, I always respected Dog Pound. Grew up listening to Dog Food. Just everything. Just West Coast.
Dog Food is a classic album.
Yeah,
slept on.
Yeah, I remember I dubbed it for my uncle one time. We was dubbing tapes still. I was dubbing it for the homies and shit. I dubbed that for my uncle because he wanted to have that bomb ass pussy. So I was
Bro, that album, man. Yeah, that album.
Yeah,
definitely
man.
slept on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Let's Play House is like one of my joints. I had the
Yeah.
I don't know if I still got the 12-inch. I should, unless I don't know, misplaced it. But that was one of my prized possessions, having that 12. And yeah, I told him how much I just fucking love that song. You know what I'm saying? Like, try to let niggas know when I meet them at least one thing. Not just like, yeah, that's that shit. You know?
Yeah.
If the time is available, and it's like, you know, we're just chilling. He was at an all vinyl party I was at in Atlanta. I DJ'd that. My man Sean Fallion put that together. So it's just, yeah, man, good times, man.
I thought Illustrate produced We Rock Fresh, yo.
I take it as a compliment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was fun, man. I did that for a UK clothing brand called We Rock, called Rock Fresh. I think they liquidated. They closed down, but they made a lot of dope like hip hop merch and, you know, throwback shit. I had a picture. I had an MPC one that was really dope that they had. They had the purple tape one too. Big purple tape T-shirt you probably seen. That was their shit. And,
okay.
But yeah, it's called Rock Fresh. So We Rock Fresh was like the account or website too. So we did that for them. And I just ended up putting it on there, you know, because me and Pudge, man, Pudge is one of my style gurus, you know what I'm saying, as far as like putting the fit together. You know, he from Queens and he got that real Jamaican style of like, you know, like the Clarks and the Knickerbockers and the Knits and all that. So he's always been super fly to me. He was my roommate in LA too. So we used to always like go to Melrose and shit, look for shit. And you know, and the shit, it's just one of them joints, man. Like we like having a good amount of music where it's like we can talk about putting a fit together on a joint and it don't come off weird. Because it's like we got such a breadth of music. We just human beings like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the more fun songs I've really ever done. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do more fun shit though, because when people get to know me, I'm a fool. You know what I'm saying? But like, you got to, you know, have some level of backbone with your identity. So a lot of us, you know, we go extra and put up the thug, and it's nothing thugging like that. But we've been through some shit. But like, just making fun shit with your homie, man, ain't nothing like it. You know?
Yo, Count Bass D. You want to talk about what he brought to the table?
Yeah. Oh man. Yo,
his influence.
Yeah, I was living in Bankhead. He came through with Pocket, and DT was there. We was all there for that song. And Count, I met him in North Carolina originally. We was in Boom. He had a show the night before we did or something. He's always been super supportive, man. Like, just he tell it like it is, man. He know what it is. He been doing. He's like the Eddie Murphy of rap, underground rap to me, man. Like, signed at a young age, like, just a consummate performer, like, you know, captivated audience. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's an ill cat, man. So I remember he brought his MP with him, and he brought like a 1000 with him. And we were just going through beats, you know what I'm saying? He was like, well, shit, I got the machine right here, but we ended up making some shit. Like DT picked the record out, I think. I chopped it up. And Count ended up playing on it. I can't remember who did what on there. I remember making the drums that day, but we all kind of collabed on that shit. And yeah, man, that was just a time and a good time for like none of us had whips. Like we was all on Marta and shit. Basically, I think DT might have had a car, but yeah, he would just show love, man. It's just crazy, you know. I got this pot holders 12-inch over here, you know, and just thinking about the ground he's covered, and yeah, just to be able to knock that out with him. I hope we can do some more shit, man. But he's just always been like a real positive. He's always telling me something motivational, like always when I need it too. I don't know if he be knowing, like if I be putting on a good front to me, like when I'm not feeling too good. he'll just drop on some shit like, man, don't stop worrying about some bullshit. Like he don't even know what I'm worried about, but he'll tell me some shit like, yeah, you need to just worry about yourself and get that. You know, he could talk to me like he know what's up. I don't know how he know, but you know,
I know another person that you would say the same thing about. I'm quite sure you'll say the same thing about.
Yeah.
It's JR.
Oh man, hell yeah. They did like they from the same cloth, man, you know, like they both work with Doom a lot, you know what I'm saying? They done, you know, that's another thing too, like I was saying, working with Chris Craft or being over at Chris Craft house when JR was living over there, like Chris was managing Doom at that time. You know, there's a lot of buzz in the air, man, and you know, you wanted to just be down because you was a kid, but then they start talking to you about, nah, you're not gonna be a kid all the time. You're gonna be an adult longer. You're gonna have to have real reasons to do this shit outside of you just wanting to be an adult. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what the blessing was with JR a lot of the time. And his birthday just passed. You know, he just turned 50. So we did a lot of people. His wife got a lot of people to do videos for him, and she asked me to do a video, and I was just recounting how basically back then he was just we learned so much on just watching them book shows, you know, watching them record, you know, with Ciroc. Like I told you, Ciroc taught me a lot about the MP. Like they had a group together. They did the whole album together pretty much, you know what I'm saying? So I was just so thankful, man, he was like, he was healthy, he was a health advocate, you know what I'm saying? Like if I was eating some bullshit food, he'd be like, man, you know, stop eating that slave shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he just a positive. If I had questions about history and spirituality, like where those things meet, he always points you in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Because he just had so much, you know, coming up from the Nuwabians and everything.
Right.
Yeah, he just had a lot of like valuable answers to a young black boy's mind. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And his music was the same. You know what I mean? Just the hustle, man. Just catching him in LA, catching him back in Atlanta, catching him in North Carolina. You know, the Most High just be putting good big brothers in my path, and I had to let him know for sure. You know.
Hey, that's a good brother right there, man. Salute to John Robinson and Invisible Hands, Science of Life.
It's Nico, yeah, man, the whole family, man. Robinsons, yeah,
yes, sir.
Everybody, yo.
Yeah, man. Yo, so when it comes to like, you know, doing a project, how do you determine when it's going to be a project versus, say, a beat tape?
Yeah, that's a great question because, like, even like within this last week, I've been trying to get rid of the idea that a beat has to just be a beat. Like, my thing is like, if it's on a beat tape, I don't want nobody to rhyme on it. It's a beat. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I always wanted to treat it because I never wanted to. I felt like if I didn't separate them, I would feel less inclined to make something new. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I was recycling, and I just felt like if somebody liked the beat, that it was an instrumental album beat. Sorry, get another beat because that's making me make more beats. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my mentality, and that's where it comes from. But at the same time, the more I think about it, the more I talk to my homies about it too. It's kind of blocking my blessings in a way. So some stuff is not going to be easy to rap on. I remember when Dilla was talking about donuts, he was like, "These are beats that people probably wouldn't even rap on like that," and that's how he thought about it. And look how many motherfuckers rapped on them beats, though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It challenged them.
They did, yeah. You know what I'm saying? People stepped up to him, and that's kind of like how I've looked at it. Even as an MC, I'd be like, "Shit, I wouldn't rap on this." So maybe that's how. Maybe that's the answer. Okay. Like if I wouldn't rap on it, maybe that's instrumental. But I'd be surprised because a lot of joints that instrumentals I put out, specific ones, and indeed, people be like, man, that's that shit. Kind of use that, or people just appreciate, even if they didn't want to rhyme on it. The same person who the same beat that somebody wanted to rhyme on it, another person would be like, yo, that's like my favorite one off that project. So people are hearing the same thing a lot, which is great. You know, I think that's cool. If you make music and people got like, even if it's one song, but everybody's like, that's dope for different reasons, you know, it's something to pay attention to. And maybe like use some of them elements on a new beat. But I just never wanted to use the same shit for something else. But everybody does it. I guess that's why I didn't want to do it, because everybody does it, you know? But yeah, if I wouldn't rap on it, I guess that's what I need to kind of think about. Like, if I wouldn't, I'll put it out of the instrumental.
Do you remember the joint, the beat Gold Line off of .com? Okay. All right. I wanna take that for a second, right?
Yeah.
So with a joint like that, you know, it got a crisp, real clean drum pattern, right? You know, with joints like that, do you take more time crafting the drums than anything else when you're making the beat?
Hold on, man. Let me actually make sure I'm, because I've been making beats. And sometimes it don't even.
It's getting good.
So I just want to make sure we're talking about the same one.
Feel free to play some beats, make some beats.
Let me see. I got that one right here.
Those drums on that beat is real clean.
Okay, same one. Yeah, see, those drums are all in the MPC. That's one of them older beats I was talking about. That's crazy, because this is off the second beat to take, right? So, but yeah, I made that beat a long time ago, bro. I probably made that beat in like 2009. And those, everything in that beat was off the MP. Sorry, that was nothing but MP. Even the bass I played and all that was all off the pads. And funny thing about that too, I had the MP. You kind of can do a wah-wah effect. Am I tripping? I might have had that shit in. Okay, I think the sample was in Reason, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, but I think the sample might have been in Reason. Damn, it's been so long, man. Hold on, let me see if I can find. Hold on a second. Let me see if this shit's in here. If it's in here, I know damn, man. That's kind of mysterious now, because I feel like it's really as hell. But just to not hold things up. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Yeah, okay. So this is the sample.
Okay. I can hear it.
So, okay. So I remember what it was now. I ran the sample through Reason, but everything else was, the bass line and everything was all in the MPC. And then I did a wah-wah effect that I ran through the MPC to save all the changes. And it kind of overloaded the MPC. So there's a part in that beat where the beat kind of speeds up and slows down a little bit. I don't know, it's hard to tell, but you might hear it one day. Now that I told you, you might hear it kind of like tempo.
I'm gonna go back and check.
Yeah, the tempo kind of get weird. And that's because all the MIDI data from the wah-wah from Reason was kind of fucking it up. Because I didn't know how to, like, you know, at that time I had the MP Steel drums from here, so it was kind of like trying to keep up. And yeah, but I love that beat, man. That was gonna be for me and DT. I remember at one point we was writing to it, and some of the other homies was writing to it that I was dealing with in working class. Civil Rights was writing to it, a 2-man group. Yeah, Draft and my man Sean. And yeah, just, you know, like again, like if I couldn't really rap to it, you know what I mean? Other people, I gave them a shot and they ain't really take to it, finish it. So I was like, fuck it, I just put it out of the beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Damn. Yo, we gotta talk about this right here, bro. This tape.
Oh yeah.
this hard, yo. Yeah, yo. We gotta talk about this, man. Hey, this project right here. First, let's talk about the the cover. Like, what does it actually represent? Show people.
Oh yeah, my homegirl Lisa Costa. Excuse me, Linda Costa. I'm tripping. Linda Costa. She did that. She do slow exposure photography. So it'll basically be a dark room you'll sit in, and she'll keep the camera eye aperture open for a long time, and she'll just move lights around you. So basically, it's like recording a video into a picture, so to speak. So all her movements is what you see behind me. She had like a wand, like a light wand, you know what I'm saying? So she did all that. But she moves around fast. She wears dark clothes. You can't see her. And I'm holding scriptures, you know what I mean? I got my hands holding them, and I got my other hands after a couple seconds, or minutes, or whatever. I put my hands down. So that got captured on the machines. So, just showing myself multifaceted, kind of using my hands in different ways, kind of goes back to what my name. And that was done off the original time we put that album out in 2013. And I just kind of repackaged it. So that album is basically my 2013 album with remixes where I basically did all the beats and new songs, a couple new songs. And I think there's some videos and shit on there too. It's a USB drive, so anybody watching,
yeah, USB.
It's a USB drive, look like a cassette.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was fun to do too, man, because it showed that some of them songs like they just got legs on them anyway. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of put them back out a different format. Yep. Some of the joints, updated them a little bit and kept the joint with me and Superstition and my man Trey, Elevator Dan on there for the change of style. So that's, that was the original change of style we was talking about right there.
Mm-hmm. Yo, my favorite joint is Gone Today, Here Tomorrow. We got
that's a favorite, huh?
Oh, wow, man. Hey, I done played that so many times, man.
That's what's up, man.
You got to take us through that. What was the concept? What was how did you make the beat?
Yeah.
What was your thought process when you finished it?
The beat, man. I made the beat. Oh man, I had got back from Europe. I had gone to Norway, and I came back and stayed with Illustrate in Little 5 Points. He had an apartment. So this is even before I got into that little mother-in-law suite. I was waiting on some other spot. So I was living with him, roughing it, and I remember working on. I got that record from my homegirl Jasmine. Rest in peace. That's DT's wife. My brother, I've been telling you about, for that Difference Machine, Clandestine. His wife passed away last year, and she's been my best friend, man, forever. I know her since high school. Basically, I introduced her to DT, but she had this record. I think she gifted it to DT actually, and I just really wanted to use it for this sample, so she let me hold it. And I remember working on them drums, man. Working on them drums was hella fun, Like I found just exactly what I wanted, and it just sounded so live. It just didn't sound like the machine no more. By the time I was done with that shit, it just felt good. And chopping up the sample felt good. Adding my everything just fell into place. I remember Illustrate being there with me and Boog being there, and we was just all kind of just tripping out on that shit. Like we was dancing and shit. We was having a good ass time that beat, And the first time we recorded that song, shout out to my man DJ Grizzly. He used to engineer in his studio that what's my man Kanye's old manager hip hop, was his name? Kimba? I forgot his name. His nickname is Hip Hop though. Hip Hop since 1978. I forgot my man. I'm drawing a blank right now. I'm tripping. But it was his studio in the West End. So we recorded it in there for the love, because John, my man Grizzly, had studio time. So we cut it in there as an idea. And we liked that shit a lot. So DT, he did his verse in there. And then we ended up redoing it when I moved to Bankhead, because we just wanted to have better, takes on it. And I lived with my man Chris. Oh my God, I feel like everybody I'm fucking talking about is dead, man.
Man. Rest in peace.
Nigga Chris, my roommate, he played the guitar on it. Man, this shit just took it out the park, man. She took it somewhere else. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man. Nigga Chris, man, he was a farmer. He went to Africa, and he was being recognized like by nations. Like nations was recognizing him as a farmer of the future. You know what I'm saying? He was sitting on panels and shit, like legit. But he got bit on some malaria shit. You know.
Damn.
Yeah, that's my brother, man. Everybody said we look like twins, you know what I'm saying? We was roommates living upstairs. It was a duplex owned by my man, Rob Love, Gorilla Republic. So he lived downstairs with his children, his family, his wife. And me and Chris was upstairs making the music all the time. So that was like 2013. That's around the time, 2012, 2011, working on that first album. And yeah, man, shit. I'm
that's my joint.
Yeah, I'm happy that's your favorite jam, man. And like, yeah, dog, like that just brings it home because we talking about people passing away on the joint, like talking about how fast shit happened. Like they say gone today, here today, gone tomorrow. We was like, gone today. We're saying here tomorrow, like hopefully, saying we hold on, we see each other again.
That album, but that project got a lot of messages, and being that we talking about that, the joint "Life in Your Day" with JR, some good messages.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I be rapping like I'm like around that time. I was rapping like I had a lot of shit under my belt, like I had all this shit. It's funny because I was really didn't know shit. Like I know what I know, you know what I'm saying. But like looking back, I'm just like, it's funny. It's funny. It's almost like wearing your dad's shoes, like a picture of you wearing your dad's shoes as a kid. You look at it like it's funny, but it actually makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like you on that path. But yeah, JR blessed us with that because once again, my man Jax had passed away from Binkus. You know what I'm saying? And JR shouted him out on the joint because we was really going through that around that time, just thinking about life. Just period. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, it's all life in your day, you know what I'm saying? Talking about putting more life into each day, you know what I'm saying? So that, look at your life as a series of days, you know what I'm saying? And that was a cold joint too. The original, the Illa produced, still really dope. And if you hear it, I can send it to you, you know what I'm saying? I know it's online and shit somewhere, but like, my beat was really heavily inspired by his, just to keep like that same type of vibe too. I think they're like kind of like sister beats. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, man, super. I always like making songs when I'm doing a song with like Stacey Epps, man. We got a song called Heal. That's probably not even streaming no more. Yeah, I always tried to create like songs that I knew I could listen to when I wasn't feeling too good. You know what I mean? Kind of like I was telling you, all of my big homies was telling me there's going to be reasons that you're going to want to do this that are going to supersede like any type of instant gratification and shit like that. It's really your life,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So those type of joints that I really aim to make with them, just to keep me, you know what I'm saying, on the cardinal directions. And I think it's been good. Like it's always good to look back and know that you got songs that you just wasn't like. You made songs your parents could appreciate or somebody's parents appreciate, and challenge shit when it needs to get challenged, but don't just be a rebel without a cause. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
Yeah. So yeah, that's been a blessing, man. Starting young, people looked out for me because they knew I was young. So people, people really showed me their heart early, and I'm blessed for that. You know what I'm saying?
Where does this album sit, like in your body of work? Because listening to you, it sounds like this was like a turning point in your career.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that because like even a lot of them being remixes and new songs added on, it's kind of like going somewhere again with foresight. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was. And to be honest, I had a lot of like unresolved issues with some people at the time. So I kind of wanted to, I felt like kind of fucked up selling merch that included other people that I really wasn't on the same page with at the same time. So I just kind of had to put,
Move different.
yeah, just move different. So that album is kind of part of that. And even the packaging being something I tried to do differently. And I'm good with everybody now. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. Like, I don't have an enemy on earth. You know what I'm saying? And it feels good. And even with like the real turning point, though, honestly, the real one was when I started working on Schizo.
Okay.
Like that's when I became like a different type of motherfucker. I think, like in a good way, you know, because it's almost like I had a working with him. I just got to rap and scratch and step back from that producer shit for a minute, and that lets you get out the house a little bit. Cause I'd be in the crib working on beats a lot. I can write anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So working with Schizo, we did 3 projects basically. So I went to Europe with his first project we did on actual cassette. I took him out there with Cunning Linguist in like 2017, and then we
Kentucky.
followed. Yeah, man, and shout out to them, man. Yeah, shout out to all them brothers, man. Deep, no Natty, man, really good, another good set of folks who put me on. And shit, what was I gonna say about that? Yeah, man, nah, but just Schizo's the best producer ever to me. Just out of everybody. Yeah, them too. Them too. He's he's that guy to me. You know what I'm saying? He could do all that shit and then some other shit. And I love it. And I'm glad that, we tight like that. I want to do another album with him for sure. But I really want his shit to get solidified. He needs to be up there. Like, and like the freedom that I got to get down on his shit just showed me how to do my shit even tighter, you know.
When you say you work with artists like that and network, what kind of principles do you learn and carry with you to continue to stand on?
In terms of collaborating with people and stuff?
Yeah. Like after that turning point.
Okay. Man, I always pay what I weigh, you know. Cause I always want to have repeat business when I do something I love, you know what I'm saying? So I always do heavy lifting. You know, that was always my thing. Like if I worked with you, you wasn't gonna promote it on your own. You wasn't gonna pay for shit on your own. If we really gonna do it, if we love it, if we know it's shit is hot, I'm the first one done. I'm probably gonna have my verse done first. I'll probably send it to you in 24 hours. And I'm still on that vibe. Like with a lot, you can ask anybody who I done did a feature for in the last 5-10 years. They got that shit back in like no more than 2 days. And
fast worker, huh?
Yeah, no more than 2 days, man. Like, with the only exception is if we've been working for a long time. I would say that. But like, if you ask me for a project you got coming out and we're not kind of trading and locking in, I got you, bro. You got a space for me on a song, dude. It's in there, like, and it's gonna be good, you know. So I ain't really never had no problem with the features. It's almost like a feature is almost like doing a remix. Like if I do a remix to make a beat, I'm always gonna have a beat because you gave me the direction, you gave me the tempo, you gave me the key, you already gave me everything. All I gotta do is me. You know what I'm saying? But when I gotta create all them other factors I just mentioned from scratch, I gotta kind of whittle it down. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you give me all them parameters, I'm out of here. That's my thing, man. I just want to show up. And a lot of people, they competitive on the low though. You know what I'm saying? I'm high key competitive with myself, and some people might like low key think I'm competing with them. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't that, you know what I'm saying? It's just that I'm always trying to outdo my shit, and I want that shit to reflect on you, and you do the best shit you can do. You know what I mean?
You always want to, yeah.
That's
I
it.
understand.
Yeah, and if I send you a beat, like people tell you this too, if I send you a beat, I'll be like, damn, I ain't really want to change it and make it better till I sent it to you. So now I'm gonna make it better. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if you my homie, you know, like if you real close to me, I probably gonna send you like 4 versions of the same fucking beat. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Because I just be like, no, I changed that little shit right there.
Fucking with them.
Yeah.
And they like the second and third one and shit.
Yeah,
You just said the 5.
They don't even be knowing what I changed. I gotta be like, nah, trust me, bro, trust me. But yeah, that's the thing. But with verses though, I don't really do that. I think I kind of get them shits knocked out right the first time. For the most part, I don't really be having to rewrite or change up too much. Like with me in verses, I've been doing this shit for like 10 years now, where every bar rhymes. You know what I'm saying? But it's all new words. It's never like a repeat word situation. Been times where I fucked around. You know, it might be a 32 bar verse, and then I might have said the same word twice. I'm like, fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I got to figure out how to get that shit out of here and make it sound right. But for the most part, I don't really have that problem either. I kind of proofread my shit in a way, but that's my shit. Like, you really can hear a lot of my shit now, and it'll be like that. But it won't sound like I'm trying hard. It won't sound like some Eminem shit. No disrespect to Eminem, but you probably won't even really peep unless I told you. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't like all in your face. It still be hella like colloquial, I guess you could say. You know what I'm saying? But no, that's my shit, man. That's like my favorite shit. I think that's kind of like what makes me. I strive for it. You know, I ain't gonna force it to the hell, so where it just don't make sense. But with what I'm doing, like, what you gonna hear from me next, a lot of the time, like, all right, take for example the song me and Dylan and DT just dropped, that We Got It joint, on the Dylan and Peyton Locke just put out. So it's called We Got It, right? So you hear my verse on there, every bar rhymes the whole way through. I think it's like 20 or 24 or something. But you don't really notice, like, it ain't like, oh, this shit.
Yeah, it's not noticeable.
Yeah, it don't make your ear tired. That's really what it is.
Not at all.
Like, if it sounded super repetitive, your ear would get tired. If it sounded like, and again, no disrespect to Cameron, but you know how some dudes rhyme the same word again, you'd be like, you know, I love it.
You can see it coming.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. So yeah, it's fun, man. Like, I think that's another like thing I feel like a download. Like, I don't even think it's me all the time. But I'll be writing while I'm watching TV. And and I just told you how I write, everything rhyme, right? I'll be watching TV and I'll be thinking like, what the fuck could I say? And something will happen, and they'll say something on there. I'm like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've had rhymes complete like that, just watching like CSI or some shit, or Columbo or some shit.
Wow.
And it just be connected. I'll be like, this is perfect, yo. I remember I wrote some shit like, I keep a leg up like geese froze in sleep mode. Cause you know, they got their leg up, but something came up on the screen with a goose with their leg up. I was like, oh shit. But yeah, I be feeling like the shit conspires with me, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's the most fun part. Releasing the shit is a pain in the ass more so than just like creating.
After you release it, do you go back a lot and just really listen to it as a fan?
Not as much as I used to, because maybe I haven't released a lot either though. But still, no. Like, since 2022, me and Pudge put out that EP, Any Given Tuesday EP. I don't really play them joints a lot. I mean, I love them though when they come on, you know, or when I think to play them. But I really don't so much, man. I don't know what that's about. I'll play a beat I made a million times.
Okay.
But for whatever reason, when it's out, I kind of feel like it's out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to. I know how I am too. Like, I can really like obsess about shit. So I tend to not. But on the bright side, when I do, is never like annoying. Like I'm never like, I should have did this. I don't really get that vibe. And I think that's why I let it go. It's almost like you have a child, you don't think about what you should have did right with them. You know they're good. You know they feeding their stuff and washing their ass. It's like it's out there. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of get that vibe. People come back to me with something about it. I'm like, great. You know what I'm saying?
When you look back and you analyze all of your music, are there things that you kind of feel like I wish I could have did this better, or I hear this mistake?
Not in a long time, man. Not in a lot. Like I can't nothing that I can't just get over because of where I knew I was at with it. At the time, I can't really tell you. Nothing's really coming to mind. Even right now, though, like nothing's really coming to mind like that. Maybe on a couple joints, like vocally, I remember feeling like I had to kind of keep my voice down at certain spots I was recording at, and I could tell I was doing that. Not even though I needed to be loud, but I think that I somewhat kind of like was trying to not be loud on certain shit, and it might have impacted it a little bit. Like on Let Go, Let's Go, right on Phantom Feeling. It's like a little interlude track. I don't know what was going on. Maybe I had a roommate or something. I don't know. But I was just doing these vocals, and I maybe was trying something new, different, and I just kind of felt self-conscious about it a little bit, which is a horrible way to record. But I was cool enough with it when it came out, and sometimes I'll hear that and I'm like, I could have did that way, because it's kind of like a more of a singing style. And but it was a interlude, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really tripping. People still like the lyrics of it. I still think I got off on it. My homegirl did the background vocals and she carried it, so I was just kind of like cool. But yeah, sometimes with that maybe. Singing is kind of like funny. I think my voice changes a lot. You know what I'm saying? Even now and shit.
So over time, do you think it was like a natural elevation, or did you process things and kind of strategically elevate?
Yeah, it's the latter, definitely, because I remember learning the tune shit and like really, opening up a key, or I got a little piano. I got a piano over here, I got an upright, and just kind of knowing like what a third is, what a fifth is. Because I on Phantom Feeling, I also started stacking my vocals like with triads. Like I didn't do no guesswork. I knew I was doing a triad here. You know what I'm saying? I knew what I was kind of doing more from the theory side. And that's kind of why that interlude kind of pisses me off a little bit, because I didn't employ those things in that moment. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like abandoned that. And it just kind of doesn't sound like the rest of the singing on the album. So that's kind of like, but I still love that album. I still think it's my best album. You know what I'm saying? That didn't take nothing away from it. I will say the scratches I did on that album, my mixer was broken. My crossfader was falling apart, and I kept putting it back together. And some of them shits are a little like not as crispy as I know I could have had them if I just would have just got another mixer. Then, I got one later.
Wow.
Still my favorite album, man, because I just did it with all that shit going on. So.
Bro, give us a tour story that represent like life on tour.
Oh man,
something that people wouldn't expect.
In France, right? And Marseille. I can't remember how you pronounce it right now, but it's on the water. You can kind of see Africa from there on a clear day, right? And it's super black, man. You feel like you're in Africa right there. It's so many Africans and Persians and Turkish people, and just there's so much going on. There's so many faces you ain't seen, so many body types. Like I've seen people that look like reptilians for real, dog. I've seen people look like they wearing human skin, dog. Like not in my state, but in Norway, that's where I seen that.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
that was some bugged out shit, yo. There was two of them. They was like tall. They was like 6'8" or taller, weird looking. They couldn't turn their head to turn. They had to look all. They had to turn all the way around. It was weird, dog. Anyway, it was real bugged out, yo. I ain't want to make eye contact, but something more like on the other side, just something I could say from the touring. Man, it's mad expensive in Switzerland. Like, get your money and go home because everything is expensive. Unless you live there and you part of the quality of life, it's dope out there. But damn, bro, I got a Guinness at the bar. It was like $13. You know what I'm saying? That was back then too, so I don't know.
So it's about probably 23 now.
Yeah, they doing good. They got their own, currency popping over there, Swiss francs.
Yeah.
But what's something you wouldn't expect, man? I don't know, man. Everything's small, dog. Like streets is small in Europe. Hotel rooms can be, you feel like you're on a boat going through the hallway. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But some of them joints is big as fuck too, bro. Like we got some big ass spots out there too. Damn, as far as something they wouldn't expect, though, the world done got so small. I don't really know, like, what I could say that would blow somebody's mind like that. But there's definitely, black folks everywhere. I'll just say that,
Yo.
A lot of expats out there, a lot of black expats. We everywhere.
So when you on your day to day with carrying an experience like that, walking on a day to day, the average person wouldn't know you have that experience.
Facts.
How do that come up in conversations?
I typically don't talk about stuff like that in typical conversation. I usually, because it's ill too, because I'm in North Carolina now, and I'm not around people who know me all the time. I'm around Indian people a lot. I'm around like Asian people, just people I don't know, and my family, folks out here. But even when I meet people like in our demographic, I usually don't speak to it, man. Only time I really come across people my age is like at the dispensary. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I was in there today, right? And this dude asked me a couple times ago, like about some music that he should listen to. And just me being me, I was like, oh, that Black Milk album just came out. Check that out. So today I went back in there and I was like, hey, did you listen to that album I told you about? And he was like, oh shit, I forgot. I was trying to remember the name. So I put Black Milk album in his phone for him so he could check it out so he could just play it in the store, right? I wasn't tripping. I just was like, I could have gave him my shit, whatever. You know what I mean? I was just, I don't even really, it is what it is at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
It's not like that with most artists. It's not like that.
Because I told you I was doing that when I was 15, man. I was giving people my music all the fucking time. I was standing outside of clubs trying to sell CDs, sight unseen, niggas not even know who he was. Like, I've done so many things like that. I sold merch. I sold out of merch on the road. I had merch sent back home that I didn't sell. I've had broken vinyl in the mail. Like, I've done so much shit. I've done so many things to and then there's so many things I haven't done to promote myself, you know what I'm saying? But just with that many years of that element and it being about my identity too, it's like you just get older, you don't really care what people know about you or think. It has to make sense.
You're enjoying the process. You focused on what you're doing.
Yeah.
More so than who's watching or who knows. Yeah. I don't care if anybody here.
No doubt. Like I did a video, I did a song for HVAC.com. It was on their TikTok and all that. So I was working at this HVAC company and I ain't share that shit with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like totally different pocket. You know what I'm
For the
saying?
love.
Yeah, and then I ain't want them to even know that that's a thing too. I ain't want them to be watching me with their brand and none of that. It's just too much. It didn't make no sense. It wasn't gonna get me no raise. It was do nothing but put more eyes on me.
Yeah.
So
Getting
shit
away.
like yeah, it's like I could have, it could have happened, but nah, that's some shit I would have told somebody who was like we really locked in. Like even my companies in Atlanta, who I left, my company I left, they put me on so much over the years, and honestly, hip hop brought me to that company because the dude who ran the company with the owner, he was a fan of mine. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And he's a dope ass artist himself. You know what I'm saying? So it's just funny. Like he taught me this trade, and he damn near my manager in the music shit before he put me onto the trade. You know what I'm saying? He took me to meet Bone Crusher. It's my man Chris B, man. He grew up making hip hop shit. He actually damn near half the reason Crunk is a thing because he was producing for them dudes with Lil Jon and L Rock and
you done seen it all.
Yeah, dog. It's like it came to me. It comes to me. Like my mom buying a house in Eastpoint. All of these things is just, and it's things I loved and I never thought I'd be a part of. It's some shit I want to tell you so bad right now. I can't tell you on here because it ain't finalized. But my dreams
part two.
yeah, like things are being written, and to be completely like transparent, like I've had a really tough couple months, like year or so, where like just mentally I was going through it. So you got to hold on to the shit that you appreciate and love, man, because if I did anything crazy, drastic due to how I was feeling, I wouldn't know what was ahead right now. I wouldn't be sitting in the place to be like, yo, there's so many awesome things that can just happen on any given day, man. You just got to remain true, keep a clean heart, clean karma, and shit'll just work out, bro. You just can't be so down on yourself, like shit that people have told me, the people we talked about, things they've told me coming up, it's so fucking real. But
that's what keeps us going, seeing each other win,
Yeah, no doubt.
That's right. So what's up next? I mean, I know you say you got something coming up, but you can't really talk about. But is there something that you can talk about?
Oh yeah, let me do what I can. I can say me and DT, we got a lot of good joints recorded for the next Clandestine project. I'm doing another instrumental album with Full Plate, and that is that's probably gonna happen first, I would say. And I got a couple things, and just part two should be fun, man.
Okay, it's like that. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that, man.
Yeah, some ink got to dry, and some fruit got to ripen a little bit, But yeah, man.
That's a blessing right there, man. Glad to hear,
Yeah, man. I'm about to go to ATL for not only for the reunion, but Father's Day. I just really reunited with my dad. I ain't talked to him in 13 years.
Awesome.
And I ain't seen him in 13 years before that is the last time I seen him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so we linking up the day after that reunion. Well, I'll see him the whole weekend, but just the way I've been able to, even the beats I done made since this whole thing, since us talking, getting back together, like I've been just in a healthier place and getting up jogging and shit. Like my desire for liquor and shit has gone down a lot. You know what I'm saying? I've been juicing fruits and I made some fucking carrot dogs today, man.
How it go?
It went good, man.
I've been hearing about them, man. I'm getting there myself, Yeah, so this is motivating me right now. So
yeah, dog. Some fresh watermelon juice, man. Splash of lime, man. Yeah, it's been cool, man. Work is good. HVAC is good. I've been working on getting my license, contracting license for commercial and residential studying. So yeah, it's a lot of good shit coming, man. Other than, I know this is a media platform for the music. Always gonna be music coming. But yeah, just feeling good, man. Who knows what else is popping? Because I've been waking up to some good fucking news, man, and just possibilities. But whatever it is, man, just know. Oh yeah, and I'm working on a project with YU.
Shout out to YU, man. Glad he's doing better after that accident.
You on the list of ones he took you on a trip. They said you was the shit. I went ahead and I took a whip. Excrement really should be on the bench tank, but in your defense, seem like this should be more than you know. I'm just a bro, painting poem pictures with the flow and telling folk to let the scissors go. Original because I've been myself, similar, it didn't help. There's a process putting notches in your belt. Now I'm within the realm of better marketing myself. I'm in competition, that's when I outdid myself. What it look like comparing you to something
You might have to send me that.
the flame out your fire. Do it true because I stayed out the line. Every day I'm out of line. It's living at the spot. Definitely to stay balls and definitely with wrestling, you can all the rest forever involved. But yeah, don't waste breath. Notice me talking less. Give me what's mine, you can keep all the rest. Let the scratch turn that to a stack of cheese. And it gave my scratch back that you got an attitude. Ask for food, get to the chef how to cook it. A master doesn't ask much of a rookie. Others have to soak it in, close all the openings. Ghosts don't pretend, they make it harder to be dope. But then, orders for the rope without borders, I put
Yo, going in.
It's that schizo shit, man. I might have found my verse for this.
You might have to send me that, man.
Oh man, it's almost there. We almost there. Let me see what this is. This might be my verse to it. Let me see.
That's gonna be crazy. Crazy.
There you go.
What mine you can keep on the ground. Let the scratch turn that to a stack of two. Then I gave my scratch back that you got an attitude. Ask for food, get to the chef how to cook it. A master doesn't ask much of a rookie. Other than to soak it in, close all the openings. Ghosts don't pretend, they make it harder to be dope. But in orders, place the orders for the rope without borders. I put in verses here. Set the price in van because it's worth it. Read the Bible, but to keep your rifle. Never conceive the title to a weaker rival. Actually seems spiteful, but maybe I'm being prideful. Whole time niggas didn't want to meet the idol. No need to double your cliques just so the people like you. A lot of troubles exist because niggas need disciples. Spread the numbers, but that doesn't always mean survival. But also increasing diseases that need survival. But I'm keeping vital for that Elohim arrival. Face to face with the reaper, so much know it's reading cycles. When you lock your eyes with him, you can see it spiral. He don't never blink, but I still just give him a wicked smile. Still ain't over yet, so don't hold your breath. You'll be waiting to exhale while I'm chilling on the beach like Michael. Summer up in arms reminding me of indescribable, but faith ain't fair, and I remember being treated trifles. I been purchased every time I pick a prize. So today's price ain't about the mess with each body. Don't need to tweak your dials or clean your vinyl. Your receivers ain't deceiving your ears. Yeah, meaning why you with the most high watching over we? Yeah, the most high watching over me. Yeah.
Yo, dope. Crazy dope, yo.
Yeah, bro, we got
See,
yo,
that, yo. YU and Yamin.
The whole joint rhyme the whole way. That's what I'm saying with every bar. And we got the whole joint like that. Like, so we're looking forward to it, man.
Small world, man.
Yeah, right. I know. We've been at it, man. You know, he was in an accident. He got hit by a truck, and this the first joint. The beat I sent him last week is the first joint he recorded since he's been, recuperating. So it's like it's a lot happening, my people, man. My spirit been heavy with just everybody I'm working with going through something, man. You know what I'm saying? He had broken legs and shit, and like
it was rough.
We're going through, missing Jasmine, like a lot of shit going on with my cohorts and collaborators, and just trying to be healthy for everybody, be able to support, best I can, man. So just looking at everything, like my perspective is a blessed one, man. So everything I do, I'm gonna put some purpose and some heart into it. No different than before, man. But just looking at like we've been talking about how much we value life and how life is precious with this music we making. Like even if the song ain't about that, you gonna feel that way when you hear that motherfucker. Like we talking about clothes shit, we gonna still make you feel like, oh yeah, nigga, is a perfect day to get fly.
Gotta enjoy it, man.
Yeah, whatever.
You know?
Carrot Dog. I'm with the Carrot Dog song.
Bro. Yeah, man. That's motivating, man. I gotta run with that because, like you say, time is, hey, it ain't stopping for nobody, man.
No, not at all.
You're too gifted. We all, hey, everybody got a gift. We gotta use what we have.
Yeah, man.
For each other.
Yeah, G. Got work toward them. You know, I've been on my island shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been like I've been antisocial like a lot. Like I've been like really looking at myself and moving to North Carolina and just coming back to my roots and shit. Just looking at just my overall spirit. You know, how do I feel optimistic? Do I feel pessimistic? And just checking that shit. And if I feel pessimistic, why? You know, figure it out. You know, but yeah, dog, and all that. You just stop. You don't really want to do all that. You really just want to have a good time, like you're alive. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have to like obsess over your situation. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is real time. Like you said, it ain't stopping for nobody, man. So got 2 legs, got 2 arms. You know what I'm saying? Got some talent. So yeah. I love to stay with you, man. Just play some more shit we got, man. Especially me and DT's joints. But like you said, we're gonna do another one.
Oh yeah, we good, man. So hey, it's been a dope interview, man. And I enjoy speaking with you, bro. We're gonna lock in next time, man. So
likewise, man. Much respect.
Yeah, I mean,
man. This takes a lot of work. I appreciate you doing the work to get somebody like me heard by somebody who don't know nothing about it. Yeah. I appreciate the sweat equity, bro. Just the time of your day. 2 hours is a lot of time, man. Just thank you for giving me that, man.
Bro, same for you, bro. I appreciate you having the time to sit down and, you know, so, hey, it's an honor. We're going to lock in, man.
For sure. Likewise, man. Enjoy the shit.
You too, man. Peace.
Peace.